All right, so here I am in Soundtrap, and I have my projects that I've made so far. I have my loops. First of all, I have my newscast, and you know what? That's probably the most important thing. You made that script, and you recorded your news, sports, weather. You put beats behind it and all that. Something you want to show your teacher, maybe even your family or friends, and share that with them. So I've got this here. I've got my Mr. Pat's newscast. You can see all my files. If you have a partner, you'll have 8 of these. You'll have more of these beats or loops in the background. If you go to File up here and you go to Export, MP3 audio file, it's pretty much anything you ever heard on your phone, on your laptop, on your iPad. Any music file that you've ever heard is probably an MP3. So if I just click that, it's going to take a minute and process this and spit it out as an MP3. And usually you'll get some sort of a notification here. If you're doing this on your Chromebook, it will actually end up in your download files there. If you're on a desktop, it'll definitely end up in your download files. And then what I'd like you to do is go to your Gmail and go ahead, compose, make an email to Mr. Pat or Mr. Ellis. Start typing their name, it'll be in there, all right? And then you'll say, my recording. And then down here, where there's the little paper clippy guy, you have to select your downloads folder. And there's Mr. Pat's newscast. It usually looks like an orange cone here. It might be different. Let's see if I just do, it might be list view like this. And it'll just be the name of the file. Sometimes if you go into details, it'll show you the date and time. So this is the last thing I just downloaded at 1:52 on this date. So I know that's it. So if I open that, you should see a little bar graph down here. And then when it's down there, I'll say Mr. Petson. And then you're going to send that. Now, send it to your teacher. Also send it to yourself. So if you have a partner, type their email in here. You can download that MP3 and, again, play it at home, play it in your on team if you wanted to show your friends what you were doing. But you will send that off, and that's something that you need to do just so your teacher can basically grade you, okay? So that's one thing. Now, my other file I want to export, let's go back to home. And remember the loop that you made, okay? I'm going to go into Studio. This is my loop with the drum beats and a little bit of synthesizer here. I don't know if you'll be able to hear this. It's kind of short. I think that was lesson 6, maybe 7. What was it? Make your own beats and music was lesson 7, right? I'm going to export that as well. Export as an MP3. It'll take a second. You'll probably get a notification down here. See it shoved this one over here. So there's my loop 1. All right. Now I'm going to go back out into the studio where all my projects are. Right. And I'm going to go back into my newscast. And I'm going to take that loop that I made. I didn't pick it from over here in my loops, right, that they give you pre-made. I'm going to go File. Instead of export, I'm going to import a file. And if I go to my downloads, there's my loop. And if I say open, here's my loop down here in my project. And I can move that wherever I need to move it. We all know we can move these things. And instead of using one of these ready-made loops, I could use my own loop in there. But I want you to at least demonstrate, oops, come on, you stinker. At least demonstrate to me that you know how to export a loop or some sort of a file, and then import it back into your newscast. All right. So if I put my cursor here, you should be able to hear. And about here is where that loop's going to start. There it is. So listen, the skill that I want you to demonstrate for us here is your ability to export as an MP3 and import any MP3 files into a project. All right. And that's basically the entire lesson. Please.